and gentlemen, hello and welcome to our English news edition coming to you from Canal, Algérie. I'm your host, Maysa Doumaz. To the headlines. The war veteran Ali Amghoud is buried in Tizi Ouzou, and the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extends his sincere condolences to the late's family. The realm of art is mourning following the death of Mohammed Hazim, and the President of the Republic offers his heartfelt condolences, highlighting the deceased's immense talent. And qualitative operations carried out by the National People's Army, denoting high professionalism, vigilance, and availability. Those were today's headlines. First in our news, the Mujahid or war veteran Ali Amghoud was buried on Wednesday in the village of Ait Waret in Tizi Ouzou province in the presence of civil and military authorities, a large number of Mujahideen, his family and citizens. Following this difficult ordeal, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, presented his sincere condolences to the family of the deceased and the entire revolutionary family. The President of the Republic also highlighted the sacrifices and contributions of the Mujahid during the National Liberation War. Another sad news, the artist Mohammed Hazim died at the age of 70 at the military hospital of Oran province. The art realm lost an emblematic figure that delighted Algerians with his major works, namely the comedy show Bila Hudud. Following this difficult ordeal, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extended his sincere condolences and deep compassion to the family of the deceased and the entire cultural and artistic family, highlighting the talent of the actor who brought joy to many Algerians. The artist Mohammed Hazim will be buried today in the cemetery of Ain al-Bida in Oran province. His rich artistic legacy will always remain alive in the collective memory of the Algerian people. Rania al-Bahri will tell us more.
الفايدة شا غادي نقول لك الموت ما تخير شيء هاك وهاك.
Mohammed Hazim passed away on Wednesday, the Algerian comedian who has always drawn joy on the faces of Algerians, especially during the most difficult times. One of the most emblematic figures of Al-Bahia, Mohammed Hazim, leaves behind him a rich artistic production. After the beginning of his career with the troupe so-called the Workers of Oran, the actor will experience great success by forming the trio Bila Hudud, accompanied by Mustafa and Hamid. This TV show made a glory for years for Oran regional station of Algerian television. This success allowed Hazim to become a national star. Peace be upon him.
The Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad Minister Ramtan Amamra received on Wednesday Diko Mompuna Sita Jose, the ambassador and the special envoy to the Angolan President João Lourenço, who delivered a message containing sincere greetings to the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune. The special relations between the two countries were reviewed, as well as the latest developments in the continent were evoked, notably the plague of terrorism and extremism. Following the meeting, the Angolan ambassador had this to say to the newsmen.
In my capacity as special envoy of the Angolan President, I had a message to convey to the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune. During the meeting, we evoked bilateral relations Algeria stood with Angola and the Angolan people to get independence, and now it's training our executives. We are very proud indeed. Cooperation in Africa held pride of place during this meeting, notably the current challenges, above all the plague of terrorism and extremism. We highly appreciate Algeria's efforts and rely on it in dealing with several issues.
A new impetus to the education sector in Ghardaya province, with several infrastructures to be shortly inaugurated, including 3 schools. The full story with Najah Tayyar.
Several educational projects in various localities belonging to Ghardaya province are finally over, while others are in full swing. Numerous demands in the city pertain to educational facilities in the area. Now that we have built this new school in 2 years period, it is a real asset for the residents of the city. The new school is really a significant advantage for the inhabitants of El Ghaba and Saruha localities. This school extension consists of 6 classes, and we hope they will add more in the future. After a long time of waiting and consistent demands, thank God that they are finally building this primary school in this 450 social housing units. The local authorities have inspected the facilities in the area in order to check the process and make sure of its readiness before the start of the new academic year. Many infrastructures for different levels are to be operational next year, God willing. We are working hard to catch up on the unfinished works and put the schools at use of our dear pupils. This vital project will be a real impetus to the educational sector, as they will alleviate pressure on the other existing schools in the region.
The province of Tisim has been endowed with a new university pole with 4,000 pedagogical seats in different branches. This pole is of a great importance and added value to the higher education sector. The details with Leticia Sidqawi.
Composed of 4 amphitheaters, classrooms and a library, this new university pole situated in Tisim province was built in line with modern architecture standards. This new pole is an added value to the other university infrastructures of the province, which will be strengthened with 400 pedagogical seats for the second semester of 2022. The Faculty of Literature and Languages is endowed with modern equipment to ensure its noble mission in the most favorable conditions. Additionally, the University of Tisim will undergo further reorganization, a move highly appreciated by the students. The law faculty has 3,000 students. It should be noted that after the achievements of these new projects, we will benefit from facilities that were intended for the literature faculty. Every time there's a new pole, the working conditions are better. Once it opens, this new university pole will contribute to the development of scientific research and will offer students an opportunity for quality training.
Within the dynamics of the ongoing efforts to fight terrorism and multi-phased organized crimes, units and detachments of the National People's Army carried out several operations that led to quality results reflecting the high professionalism, vigilance and permanent availability of our armed forces throughout the national territory. Details with Manal Ammari.
As part of the fight against terrorism, detachments of the National People's Army arrested 3 support elements to terrorist groups in 2 distinct operations across the national territory. Within the framework of the fight against organized crime and in continuity of the intense efforts aiming to thwart the scourge of drug trafficking in our country, combined detachments of the National People's Army in coordination with various security services at the level of the 2nd and 3rd military regions arrested 8 drug traffickers and thwarted attempts to introduce quantities of drugs across our borders with Morocco, amounting to 7 quintals and 42 kilograms of cannabis, while 17 other drug traffickers were arrested in possession of 16.6 kilograms of the same substance, as well as 71,625 psychotropic tablets, during various operations carried out throughout the other military regions. Similarly, detachments of the National People's Army intercepted in Taman Rasit, Borj Baji Mukhtar, Janet, Ain Ghazam and Tindouf provinces 103 individuals and seized 14 vehicles, 97 generators, 52 jackhammers, quantities of explosives, detonation tools, and equipment used in illicit gold mining operations. In a similar context, border guards thwarted attempts to smuggle quantities of fuel amounting to 1,684 liters into Bissa, At-Taraf, Suqahras, Borj Baji Mukhtar, and Dilwat provinces. In another context, Coast Guards thwarted at the level of our national coasts attempts of illegal immigration and proceeded to rescue 20 individuals on board of craft-built boats, while 82 illegal immigrants of various nationalities were arrested in Tlemcen, Tindouf, In Amenas, and Adrar provinces.
In Morocco, a caravan will head for Marrakesh next Saturday against the normalization and in support for Palestinians under the motto, a continuous struggle to stop sports and all forms of normalization with the Zionist entity, on the occasion of the Lawyers Football World Cup, marked by the participation of 3 Zionist sports teams. Preserving the national memory is an imperative. The restoration of ancient manuscripts is a top priority for the Adrar National Center, fully dedicated for this noble mission. More details with Rania Al-Bahri once again.
The challenge today is to digitize thousands of documents written on papers or on leather. But in parallel with this approach taken by the public authorities, there are actions to restore these old manuscripts where there is a great deal of national identity. The manuscript restoration operation requires a lot of delicacy, ranging from paper to leather. More than 3,000 manuscripts have been digitized. They are now pending for the continuation of this process. The importance of this Institute of Ancient Manuscripts is fundamental for the preservation of our national heritage. It opened its doors in 2006. However, it's crucial to highlight old manuscripts by using new techniques that to preserve them due to their national paramount importance. Different exhibitions of ancient manuscripts relating to history, religion, or philosophy are presented in several regions of Algeria. Nevertheless, the old manuscript doesn't belong to the past. It carries an increased interest for generations, so that is not a victim of amnesia.
We wrap up our news edition from Ain Timushint province, 40 kilometers away. The archaeological site of Siga with its monuments is still a telling evidence of the Numidian civilization, the hub of trade linking the 2 shores of the Mediterranean basin. Let's go back to history with Leticia Sadqawi.
Civilization is mirrored by a person possessing an eye for beauty. In this place, situated in the heights of Ain Timushint province, we recognize a different type of beauty, that mixed with victories and challenges in the archaeological Siga site, founded by the Phoenicians during the reign of the Numidian king Sifax, who made it the capital of the West Numidian state. This site was discovered in 1963 through archaeological excavations by the German historian Vermi, another excavation in 1967 on some other historical monuments in this site. This area is waiting for other excavations that reveal more on the Numidian existence in the area. Another architectural monument in the heights of Beni Ghannam mountain, Rabwat Skhuna. It was built by King Sifax, containing 10 burial chambers for him and the royal family. Restoring these relics that used to be West Numidia's back then is part of preserving our memory and a long and rich history.
That was it for our news edition. Thanks for tuning in to our program. Good night.